Recently, I have been making a lot of videos as to whether or not Boba Fett is a Mandalorian. Admittedly, I have been more on the side of why he is a Mandalorian, and not so much as to why he may not be. But what I failed to look at was whether or not he even wanted to be a Mandalorian. So I will discuss some points on that and how he could become Mandalore without wanting to be a Mandalorian at all, today on Star Wars Fanatic. Jango Fett raised Boba from infancy until about 10 years old, when Jango was killed by the Jedi Mace Windu. Up to that point, Jango had been teaching young Boba what it means to be a Fett of the true Mandalorians and how to be a skilled bounty hunter. A few years after Jango's death, Boba altered and began wearing Jango's armor as his own. This was the way of Mandalore, or Rezul Ner in Mandoa, the Mandalorians' language. With the death of his father, Boba was now a clan of one. He took on bounty hunting just as his father did and became the best in the galaxy. If Boba was hunting you, you may as well turn yourself in because you were sure to get caught or at least located. There was nowhere in the galaxy to hide from him. Bounty hunting was good for Boba Fett and he excelled at it. But what about the bigger picture? Boba Fett's father was raised as a true Mandalorian by Jaster Muriel after his own family was killed by Death Watch. Jango Fett was a Mandalorian. After the Mandalorian Civil War, Jango took on the bounty hunting profession. His clan was dead, his sister enslaved by Death Watch, and nothing to return to. However, Jango still followed the Rezul Ner. But did he pass those values on to his son Boba? Did Boba even want to be a Mandalorian after hearing the stories of what happened to his clan, his aunt, and his adopted family? In The Mandalorian, Boba encounters two Mandalorian organizations. One is Din Djarin's sect, known as the Children of the Watch. At this point, we aren't sure if this is the original version of Death Watch, what Death Watch became after the Purge of Mandalore, or a splinter group from Death Watch. Whatever the case, it is definitely an extension of some kind. The second group was Bo-Katan Kryze's Night Owls, originally all members of Death Watch. They split the faction when Maul won the Darksaber in single combat against Pre Vizsla. They didn't agree with a non-Mandalorian, especially a Force user, being the leader, so they split. In both situations, he was posed with the statement, "You are not a Mandalorian." In both cases, his answers were vague. He told Din Djarin, "I am just a simple man making my way through the universe, like my father before me, and I owe my allegiance to no one." And he told Bo-Katan, "I never said I was." The tone he used seemed like it was of no concern to him either. He didn't seem to care to be a Mandalorian. But why? He is the direct descendant of Jango Fett, the Mandalore. His adopted grandfather was Jaster Muriel, the leader of the true Mandalorians. His father told him the stories and trained him to be that legacy. But Boba does care. Let's put it into real-world terms. The Mandalorians as a whole are like modern Christians. Catholics think their way is the only way, Baptists and Pentecostals think their way is the only way, and Protestants think their way is the only way. All of which denounce each other and say the other is going to burn in an eternal pit of fire. However, they all follow the same God and the same man that they claim as the Son of God, Jesus Christ. They are all Christians, and they all read from the same Bible. Their translations of what that Bible means is what is different. That doesn't make any of them less Christian, but it has caused wars between them, and they all denounce each other as Christians because they practice the teachings differently. It has caused a lot of death and anguish because of an interpretation. Sound familiar? The Mandalorian culture is the same way. They follow the way, but it is the interpretations that fit their own clan's agenda that they are following. They all denounce each other as Mandalorians and cause civil wars because of the interpretation, like I said. But it seems Boba doesn't care about that. That's untrue. What Boba doesn't care about is how these other clans that have bastardized the way see him. Their interpretations of the Rezul Ner are skewed and altered. It is their way of interpreting things and twisting and skewing it to fit their own needs and justify their own actions. He sees it as they have all lost their way. Does he care to bring them back into what it means to be a Mandalorian? Probably not, and that is where he differs from Jesus Christ himself. Yes, I just compared Boba Fett to Jesus Christ, but only on a philosophical and theological level. If Jesus Christ returned today and told all the Christians that he is here to lead them, what do you think would happen? He would be called out. He would be ridiculed and possibly exiled from the religion altogether. That is based around him. He would be called a non-Christian, and only a few would follow him. So instead of announcing who he is, Jesus would perform acts to be noticed as the one true Savior. The same thing with Boba Fett. Maybe on a level that is less aware of what he is doing, though. Boba Fett sees himself as, I know who I am, I know what my people were, I know who I am going to be, I know my destiny, and none of your opinions matter to me. I am Boba Fett, son of Jango Fett, the Mandalore, adopted grandson to Jaster Muriel, the leader of the true Mandalorians, and the Mandalore before my father. Your jealousy, hatred, thirst for power, and denial does not change that. So you can deny me all you want, but I am still Boba Fett of Clan Fett. So my original question still stands. Does Boba Fett even care if he is a Mandalorian? No, because he doesn't care who sees him in whatever light. He sees himself as living the Razelnair in every way possible. He knows who he belongs to, and it isn't with closed-minded fools and self-proclaimed leaders with nothing to back it up. He is the Mandalore. The others just want the power for themselves, denouncing the Mandalore as a non-Mandalorian. It's easier to get people to follow you when you do that kind of logic. Boba Fett also does not want to be a Mandalorian like the others that are denouncing him. People who wear the armor but do not practice the Razelnair. People who go around boasting this is the way when it is not the way. It is an invalid interpretation of the way. Boba Fett does not want to be one of these Mandalorians. So, if that is what it takes to be a Mandalorian, they can keep it, and he will continue to follow the Razelnair or the true way. What do you think? Do you have a different interpretation of the interactions we have seen with Boba Fett so far? Let me know in the comments below. Boba Fett and Mandalorians in general are my favorite topic, and I enjoy interacting with you all on this topic. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date on my releases of Mandalorians and Star Wars in general. Hit the thumbs up as well to show your love for what I do here and the hard work I put into every video. Go on and share the video as well. Let's see if we can get this one over 1,000 views. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way, the only way.